see markets like we have here in Singapore, certainly even what we're seeing in Hong Kong, the UK, Dubai, where the governments are partnering with the industry, and you're seeing leadership, you're providing clear rules, and you're seeing growth. And frankly, that's why Ripple is hiring there. 80% of our hiring this year will be outside the United States. The judge has already said very clearly XRP is not a security. What they have asked permission from the courts to appeal isn't actually whether or not XRP is a security. That is still clear. It's more nuanced about whether or not in certain circumstances, if there's a transaction, there'd be an investment contract.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event. And now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks flat, which we know they should be down. We got the CPI numbers come in, and they coming in hot. And we know, guys, this is all about corporate greed, but this is part of the plan. Keeping rates higher for longer is destroying the economy, and then on top of it, inflation is still high because we know these corporations, a handful of them, own everything. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have yield rates slightly rising. We have the dollar down. We have volume in crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have YELLEN set to launch a 8.5 APY growth account for USDT. And here we go again, guys. And it's out of the Cayman Islands. And it'll be live early October. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at 1.49 trillion. Yes, you heard that correct, guys. The repo is coming on down. And we know Janet Yellen is tapping that because we heard it from Jerome Powell himself. And Jerome Powell is going to be in the House in a few days, guys. Now we have Representative Tom Emmer to reintroduce anti-CBDC bill to Congress. And guys, we know this is nothing but the Hegelian dialectic because we know CBDCs are being tested around the globe. Why? Because they're going to be able to tell you what, when, and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. Remember, while the sheep are distracted with all the circuses and free bread, the NWO builds. And that's the reason why it's so important for you to stay in the lab. Understand the technology, so therefore you don't fall for the devil's tricks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale, sent about $21.6 billion yesterday. Now, we have Franklin Templeton files for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Also, we have the NASDAQ files with SEC for Hashdex Brazilian Mixed Ethereum ETF. But getting over into a little crypto news, guys, we have banking powerhouse HSBC working with crypto custody firm Fireblocks. And guys, remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. Right now, custody has to do 1-for-1, but we know that's going to change really fast once the big banks come in. But right now, we just haven't had that consolidation yet. Once that consolidation happens, it's been slow, but it's going to start speeding up over these next couple of years. Now we have Hobie gets renamed to HTX, raises community eyebrows, and we can see on the home page they're getting ready for the metaverse. And then, guys, we have Telegram integrates Ton crypto wallet. Also, we have Opera browser debuts stablecoin wallet MiniPay in Africa. And we know the fourth industrial revolution is definitely going to rise in the emerging markets. Now we have tokenization, real-world assets could reach 16,000 by 2030. And guys, we're about to run into 2024, and we know the agenda was moved up. And we have all the tech leaders, these CEOs of these big companies, meeting with the Senate right now in a closed-door meeting. And guys, we know over these next 6 years, it's going to be man versus machine. And they want the machine to win. And that's the reason why it's so important for you to understand the technology. So therefore, you're not on the losing side. Because we know the losing side is going into transhumanism. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, we had Brad Garlinghouse. And I couldn't play long clips. Of course, they had music in the back. But he talks about the hiring outside of the United States. And guys, we know this is all a movie. You have to sit back, get your popcorn, let it play out. We know Gary Gensler is an NWO chess piece to kick the regulation can down the road. so the fourth industrial revolution can rise in the emerging markets. And it's funny that he's in Singapore. And that old video clip of Brad Garlinghouse is in Singapore. And he talks about all the emerging countries that already have a plan or regulation for these digital assets. But when you look at all these major crypto projects, guys, you see the big banks and big corporations from the United States funding it from the beginning. And no one asks about that. All you have to do is go to the funding rounds. And that's the reason why the crypto teaches you what? Follow the money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.